Westeros was ruled by House Targaryen for nearly 300 years, and there were good kings, there were bad kings, and I have opinions on all of them. So I'm going to go through all of the kings in order, and yeah, you're going to hear my feels. Yes, it is a laying down video kind of night. It's been a day. Let's do this thing. Also, don't forget I did a podcast. Second episode is up. Links in all the places. First, you have Aegon the Conqueror. His special interests include colonization and thruples with his sisters. And he said, what if I made that my whole personality? And he did. He married his sisters. He did some colonization. Said, hey, I made a continent, one country. Aren't I cool? And a lot of people were like, yeah, I guess so. But he had 2 kids, one with each of his sister wives. Visenya had Maegor, who was the younger one. Rhaenys had Aenys, who was the older one. Aenys was the king after Aegon the Conqueror had a stroke. Aenys became king, except he didn't like being king. Like, he liked being king, but he was bad at being king. Because he's like, I don't like making decisions, but that's kind of like what kinging is. And then eventually he hated making decisions so much that his body said, what if you just, don't live instead, huh? And he was like, okay, bet. And then he just, went like, it was a whole to-do. Visenya might have done something, but we don't know for certain. And also, even if she did, you go, girl. But after Aenys was supposed to be his son, Aegon, but Maegor, Aenys' brother, was like, hey, but what if I got to be king instead? Visenya was like, that's my baby boy right there. He's going to be the bestest king that ever was. And he wasn't. He was kind of bad. So up after Aenys came Maegor. Maegor was known as the Cruel. He kind of got the realm in order, but at the cost of being the least popular kid in school. So cool results, but bro, no one likes you. Also, stop marrying all these women. He had 6 wives, and they didn't like him. They didn't want to do it. Leave him alone, damn it. It's fine, because Maegor eventually was unalived by the chair, the big pointy chair that everyone fights over. It said, what if I make you stop living, Maegor? How about that? Maegor was like, oh no, I'm not alive. But after Maegor comes Jaehaerys the First. Jaehaerys the First is a piece of shit, as I've told you before. And he's an undying piece of shit. He lived for so fucking long, which is good for the realm in the sense that hey, this is a generally peaceful time, and we're not living under Maegor, who's doing a lot of the unaliving. So this is cool. The lighting changed. Eek. It's fine. I'm going with it. This is the vibe now. But yeah, Jaehaerys, this is a case of hey, I'm great at my job, but my home life just sucks. And if that makes you sad, tell me in the comments. Boost this video. Yay, share, reply, respond. Woo. But anyway, Jaehaerys lived for an ungodly amount of time. All of his children said, hey, what if you outlive me instead of me having to outlive you? And Jaehaerys was like, oh, yeah, because he was so old, you see. And so after some shenanigans involving denying women the right to rule, he was like, okay, what if I'm succeeded by my grandson, Viserys? Yeah, there was a council and stuff, but the king can do what he wants, so he rubber stamped the bullshit. I'm sorry. And then you get Viserys the First. Viserys the First is like, hey, what if we do the whole peace thing like Jaehaerys did, but we do it with lots of feasts? Because I just like a feast. I like a party. Also in the books, I got a mustache. That's my thing. I'm the mustache king. And Viserys is chill, and he's like, hey, I don't hate women like Grandpappy, so what if my daughter Rhaenyra gets to be next? How about that? Will that be cool? No, it wouldn't cool, because sexism, damn it. So the squares are like, hey, what if not? What if sexism good, bro? And Viserys is like, yes, I'm gonna not live anymore now, because I have terrible timing. So Viserys goes into the Great White Beyond, but instead of Rhaenyra, getting to do the thing, which would have, been the not sexism choice, would have been nice. They're like, hey, what if Aegon Part 2? He also has a mustache, and he's a dick. He's a dick. He's a bad man. He's a bad man. So then he and Rhaenyra, they do the Dance of the Dragons. I'm gonna keep this very vague. And then eventually, I guess, spoilers, I won't say who dies or where, but the succeeded. The next king is Aegon the Third, one of Rhaenyra's kids, because fuck you, Aegon the Second, no one likes you. And Aegon the Third's like, I'm gonna have children, and a lot of them are gonna become king. Cool. After Aegon the Third, we have his son Daron, not Darren. Don't you fucking call him Darren. It's Daron because this is fantasy, damn it. And Daron's 14 is like, hey, what if I go do war? Because like I'm 14, I'm a teenage boy with all these unlimited resources. What if I make that a thing? And so he does that for 4 years before he he succumbs to what war does at the ripe old age of 18. And well, that's the end of Daron. And then he's succeeded by his brother, who was like, hey, my brother is my older brother is the jock, so I'm gonna be like the sensitive type. Except he takes it too far and he turns into religious fanaticism, and that's where you get Baelor the Blessed. He's very into religion and also not eating, because hey, I'm gonna show my devotion by not eating, but unfortunately that causes me to not live anymore. So goodbye, Baelor. At that point, the throne should go to another woman for once, Dana Targaryen, the other child of Aegon III. But the dudes are like, hey, remember how well the sexism went last time? What if instead we do the sexism again? Hey, yeah, let's do that. And so they put Aegon III's brother, Viserys II, also one of Rhaenyra's kids, but he's old now, because again, like all of his nieces and nephews have like now died before him. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them, the king ones. And then Viserys was like, okay, I'm gonna rule for a year, and then I'm gonna have my son take over. My son is gonna be the worst piece of shit to ever grace the fucking continent of Westeros, and that's when we get Aegon IV. Aegon IV is morbidly obese. Every indulgence in the world, he wants it, he takes it, whatever. He has a mistress in every corner of the country, and he treats them all like shit. There's bastards everywhere, and then he dies in poop. That is Aegon IV. Fuck you, sir. You fucked everything up. He caused Blackfire stuff, but I'm not going into that. We're going through Targaryens here. So Aegon IV is succeeded by his son, Daron II. Daron II's big selling point is, hey, I'm not my dad. Will you like me, please? And the realm's like, sure, fine, whatever. Okay. He's like, swell, cool, thanks, y'all. But anyway, we don't really give a shit. Eventually, he is succeeded by his son, Aerys I. Aerys I is like, hey, what if my personality was book? I like book, I make book me book. So he didn't really rule or anything, he just read books, and then eventually he also, succumbed to not living. But it's okay, because he was succeeded by Maekar, or Micah, depending if you're English or not. I'm not, obviously. Hey, what's healthcare like? Micah was like, hey, my personality is, what if war, but like not reckless, huh? Like, what if war, but like kind of competent? And I'm like, you know what? I'll respect a bro if he's actually good at his job, okay? See, I can't even say it. Oh my God, I'm becoming English. What? I'm so fucking tired. Anyway, Maekar's around for a while. He's like doing his thing, but then eventually, like, the War King, war is a little too close to the sun, and then war makes him go blah, blah. And then after Maekar, they're like, okay, who the hell should be king? Because there's like 12 options again. What do we do? Do we go with the women? No. Yeah, we don't do that. Okay, fine. Well, they eventually go with Aegon V. We get Aegon V. Yay, another Aegon. Woo. This was actually pretty chill. He like grew up like around poor people because he was like a younger son. They're like, he's never gonna become king. Ha! So his rule is like, hey, what if small folk important too? And the lords are like, boo, we hate Aegon V, boo, small folk, poor people, poors, we don't like them. And Aegon's like, whatever, dude, I don't fucking care. Then he does a whoops with some fire because he tries to bring dragons back, and we don't know what happened. It's a mystery. We'll find out at some point. Don't be jaded in the comments, okay? After him, we have Jaehaerys II. Jaehaerys II, his personality is, what if sick? I am sick. I am always sick. I am sickly. And so he rules for 3 years before he goes kablooey as well. And then he is succeeded by his son, Aerys, who becomes Aerys II, the Mad King. Whoop-de-fucking-doo. Aerys goes, what if crazy, my personality? That'd be fun, right? And everyone went, no, please stop. And he went, fuego, ooh, fire, yeah. And then at this point, you got some shenaniganery. Then you get like, Viserys being like Viserys III, the Beggar King, all that. Then Daenerys I over in Essos. Here you got Robert, and then Joffrey, and then Tommen, and then that's it, because there is no queen regnant Cersei in the books yet, okay? Probably ever. Okay, I'm going to bed. Night, y'all.